Keep going this way. Okay, Matt. Andy.
Oh, sure.
Good question, please.
It's Liverpool-Tottenham has started, so let's make it quick.
Well, I've got another question I want to ask in a bit, but let's just talk about the comfortable aspect of this, and the home form has been a big question mark and a big issue recently. So to win convincingly must be a huge boost for you. So great start to the year. Yeah,
just what was needed in terms of performance and result. But obviously, the one thing that would be obvious to everyone is that we could have scored more goals. Won't complain today because at least we did score, and we scored in the first half. And I think it's been the big factor in the recent losses at home is that we have a relative amount of control, don't score. Everybody gets a bit nervous and we concede. Today was different in how it looked because we were so positive from minute one. We were so fast in our pass and running off the ball and the control of the game that it felt good, and we got our goals. So it's a big win for us, one that we must pick up on and replicate and realise why. We've had a good long week of work in the training ground that helped get that result and performance.
So the message is getting through about what you want. You were talking yesterday about repeat on the training ground, repeat.
I wouldn't go that far because it's one performance at home, and the message has to be continuous, and it might change slightly as we go along. But it's a nice example of a standard that we set. That you go, can we match that? And we'll have to match that regularly. And every game gives you a different challenge. So I'm not getting carried away. It just feels good. It feels nice to smile in a game, enjoy what you're watching. Really positive football, great movement of the ball and getting combinations down the sides, crossing balls a lot, looking like we're going to score a lot of goals. That's what excites the fans, and I've felt for the fans in some of the recent home games because I understand it's not that exciting when the level of the speed of the game comes down. Today we just changed all that.
It was quite a sort of brave attacking selection you made, and you talked about the players needing to take risks on the pitch, but did you also take a little bit of a risk with that?
It didn't feel like a risk, but it felt like a decision that was sort of right for the game because I think I expected us to have a lot of ball. I'm aware of that we haven't scored enough goals at home in recent games. We haven't scored in the 3 defeats that we've had here, and I felt that I want to get players on the pitch that can score goals and are driven to score goals. And I think Ross Barkley in there can score, can assist, is a great technician of the ball. We know that, and that was my thinking behind it. And the other thing against Burnley is you have to fight, and you have to fight in those moments they stick the ball in your box. So I felt if we matched them in the fight, then hopefully our attacking players could get us the goals that they did.
On a more general note, Frank, as ever in football at the moment, the VAR is a big topic. The game last night, and I think the Arsenal game today as well. You got one that are judged in your favour today, but I did notice the Chelsea fans were still singing afterwards. They were singing anti-VAR songs, if you like. That's something I've never heard before. And does that show the level of frustration with this new system, that the decision goes in their favour, but they're still singing songs about anti-VAR?
I think I definitely heard it before because Palace fans were singing it in the earlier games. So it's not just. So I think it's a general thing. And
even when it's gone in their favour.
Yeah, but I think the feeling of that is I don't think the fans are actually going on the one-off ones because we all want the decision to go in our team's favour, right? So it does or it doesn't. I think it's more. I believe it's more the passion killer that it is, and that you have to wait and you can't celebrate, and then that moment you celebrate it gets taken away, or vice versa. And for me, that's the feeling now. I'm still not an advocate of yes or no with VAR. I still think we might have to work on it to see what we can get, because there will be some decisions it has got right that in previous years it wouldn't have done, which will affect points and affect where you end up in the league. So I understand the frustrations.
So Liam, hang on, Andy, come on for Liam.
Frank's first Premier League goal for Callum Hudson-Odoi. Was it even more pleasing because it came from the kind of run you've been asking us to make?
Yeah, I mean, for Callum to score in the 6-yard box is more exciting for me than him to score from 35 yards, without a doubt, because it means that he's prepared to run the extra bit, to sprint in there. And that's not the only time he did it today. He did it in one of the early chances we had when we got it wide in the first half. he was doing it, he was recovering, he was running, he was playing higher up the pitch at the right time. His overall performance was an absolute statement for Callum of what he needs to do. That was what the real Callum Hudson-Odoi and what he can be, because there's more, obviously more to come, but I thought his goal was brilliant for him, and if he can carry on doing that, then we know the serious player that we've got in Callum.
Also, Reece James, when picking him is almost like an attacking selection, isn't it? He's got a bit of Trent Alexander-Arnold about him, hasn't he?
He's got a great delivery of cross, and more than that, good on the ball. He's physically so good as well, and he's so young. So there's, this is just a start for him. But yeah, I mean, the way I want us to play, the fullbacks are going to be huge for us. If I want to get it right and get it to where we want it, they have to be able to join in. They have to be an attacking threat. And he certainly is for us. He's a big weapon at the minute that we have to use well. We have to anticipate those crosses now because they come in with a lot on them. There's a lot of juice on those crosses, so we have to be ready to anticipate and get across people and make goals like we did with the Tammy one.
So we did two more, guys.
He's really enjoying that delivery, doesn't he? He's owning the number 9 shirt, like you said yesterday.
Yeah, he is, and I hope he's upset tonight because he should have had 2 or 3, because that's what our striker will be. I know Tammy's like that, but at the same time, he got his goal. He keeps getting in there. His energy. I'll talk about his sort of personality on the pitch. I mean, all the time. And he was that all-round striker. And then obviously the next stage is, can you be that a little bit more clinical? But I'm delighted with Tammy.
Simon,
Frank, can you just sort of say N'Golo and how serious it is?
Well, he got through training yesterday, so it was something that came up last night, and then we made a decision this morning. So it was more of an awareness in the hamstring, as opposed to a moment that he had to pull up. So that makes you hope that it's a small thing, but we'll have to see how it goes.
okay, we'll leave it there. We can do Mondays on the side.
Thanks all. Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you.